back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kira and I'm a first year computer science PhD student, and I make videos all about my experience doing a PhD, tips I've learned along the way, and ways to stay organized and to plan out everything. So this video is my bullet journal setup for May 2020, and I've been doing one of these every month, and this month I decided to include a digital download of my spreads in black and white that you guys can download and fill in whatever way you want so that you guys can use them as well, because I have had a lot of people saying that they don't do the bullet journal type situation, but they would like to have it either printed out or in a digital option that they could fill in either on their iPad or on the computer. So I've done that for you guys. I've done a black and white version and a color version, so whichever you guys prefer. The color one didn't really scan quite as well, but anyways, let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to use this and if you find it helpful to have this, because that will kind of help me decide if I should do this more in future. And if you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps me out. So hopefully having this digital download will help you, but also next Sunday my video is going to be digital tools for students and PhD students to use to plan and organize everything, so that if you guys don't want to do this planner situation at all, then you can have some other options as well. So if you want to see that video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when that video is uploaded. So basically I've shown you what my spreads look like very briefly, but I'm going to show you now how I've filled them in and how I'm going to be using them, as well as the kind of content that will be coming up on this channel so that you guys have an insight into what is coming up soon. So this is my monthly overview for May 2020. If you've been following my research diary setups for a while, you'll know that this is quite different to how I usually set up my monthly spread. So I've got a much smaller calendar here, and then I've got these weekly overviews over this side. So this calendar can kind of act as my main events calendar. So I have a couple things filled in here. So I have an exam coming up and I have some paper deadlines, but you can see it's pretty simple. It's not like everything's put on this. And as well, I have a section for some goals and some to-dos. So you can see one of my goals for this month is to get to 2.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube, which will be very exciting. So for everybody who has been subscribing, I'm very thankful to your contribution to me getting to that goal. And you can see the kind of theme I went for was a sunset kind of gradient theme. And I don't like to go too crazy with colours in this bullet journal. I like to keep it pretty simple, but I like having some sort of accent to most of the pages just to kind of give it a bit of a pop. So yes, this is my main event calendar, and then I have goals and main to-dos. And then over this side, I've broken up these weeklies into a couple of sections. So I didn't do this in the digital download that I have for you guys in case you have like more or less sections that you want to add in for yourself. So that's what I kind of decided to just show you how I do it, but then you can do it for yourself. So the sections I have are thesis, research, PhD, other, personal, and YouTube. So you can see that for my thesis, I'm working on one lit review section kind of a week. That's the sort of plan for the moment until that's finished, and then I'll be moving on to writing some of the main chapters. And then in my research, I'm working on a paper at the moment, so this first week will be all about modelling, and then the second week will be more focused on starting the writing. And I also have a camera-ready copy of one of my papers due on one of these days. There's some of that work going on as well. Then I have an exam coming up, as you can see, on this week, so the week before will all be focused on studying. And then in terms of YouTube, I wanted you guys to have more of an understanding of what kind of content you can expect. So people have been asking for me to do more machine learning / programming videos because of that being my research area. So I would like to do one video a week focusing on my specific research area, one on more of a general PhD topic, one on something more personal, more like if it was a PhD weekly vlog or something like that, and then one video probably on Sundays for planning, because that's one of the main things on this channel and it's something that I know a lot of people look forward to. So I think having that on a Sunday makes the most sense to me, because then you can either do it on the Sunday or do it on the Monday, but either way it's like the start of the week is ready for the next week. So I think that's probably the best option. I might change around some of these, but I think the planning will definitely stay on Sundays, so that will be relevant for you guys anyways. So you can see I have my 4-year plan coming up so that you guys know how to fill in one of those. So again, if you want to see that video, be sure you are subscribed. I was deciding the kind of plans that I needed for this monthly spread. I looked back at my 12-week spread that I recently uploaded, so if you want to check out that video, I will have that linked for you below. But I just went back and referenced that just so that I can see what's coming up this month and what kind of spreads am I likely to need for that reason. So obviously, even you can see from these weekly overviews, it's mainly lit review and working on a paper. So those are the kind of things you should expect to see in these spreads, and that's exactly what you'll find. So here I have my papers to read. This has not really changed since the first time I did it. I think it just works really well this way. The only thing I added in was just a gradient kind of color, just to add a bit of extra color to the spread. But I have the title, author, year, what project it relates to, the source of the paper, why I should be reading it or what was interesting about the paper, and whether it's read or not. And it's just a really handy way to kind of keep track of papers that you really want to read. I think it's a good way to have somewhere to just jot them down whenever you kind of come across them. Moving on, so this is my lit review progress page. So I actually just filled in these topics. I didn't fill this in during the digital download. Again, if you want to follow a different structure, I've left that up to you. But the way I have it in idea is that this should be a space for a main topic to go, and then these should be the subtopics. So I've got 5 possible places for subtopics there. But you don't have to use all of these spots. It's just, I thought it would be a good idea to have 5 main topics and then 5 sort of subtopics. And then for each subtopic, I have coming up with the research questions, doing the search, selecting the papers, reading the papers that you've selected, coming up with the main points, and then formulating that into a paragraph, and then editing and references. So I'll put in the topic that I'm working on and the subtopic, and then when I've done each of these steps, I'll just color them in. So then at the end, you'll end up having this filled in graphic, and then you'll feel like you accomplished a lot with this lit review. So this has ended up being a single page spread, so I decided to put a extra spread on this side, another single page, and this one is a brain dump page. So I filled in web app on this, but you can do this for whatever you want. And again, I just added in a little bit of a touch of color for this spread as well. But basically this can be for anything, and basically what it means is I can just fill in whatever I'm thinking about something for this project, and then once I've gotten some good points on here, I can turn that into a proper plan. And then lastly, I have a project plan for, this is for a paper for Rexis that I'm hoping to submit in the next month. So again, I left this fairly blank in the digital download, but for you guys, you can see that I have filled in this to be data, modeling, and evaluation. Depending on your research area, it might be very different what you have filled in for those. This is just like a place for me to write down ideas and main points and things like that as I'm going along with the general research process. And then here's a place for me to fill in all of the things to do with writings. So I've got abstract, intro, related work section, methods, evaluation, results, and conclusion. But again, you can kind of fill that in whatever way suits you best. So that's it for this spread, and actually for all of the spreads for this month. So again, I have that digital download for you guys. Let me know if you guys are going to use it. And if you do decide to use it and you decide to fill it in for yourself, be sure to put it up on Instagram story and tag me in it, because I would love to see it. My Instagram is KiraXFeely, and I'll have that link down below just because my name is spelled a bit differently than you might think. So just if you guys would like to do that, that would be cool for me to see. And then comment below if you're going to be using them, because then I'll know that you guys enjoyed it and that I should keep doing that for the upcoming months. Usually I end this video with a weekly spread, but because this week is still in April, like I have that weekly spread already, so I won't be going on to the weekly spread for this until the following week. So next Sunday I'll be setting up the weekly spread. So if you want to see a digital download for that week, then let me know in the comments below and I will have that added on to my digital tools video. So again, just let me know in the comments below, and again, be sure to subscribe if you want to see those upcoming videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.